Hello and welcome to class 754. Okay, one micro paragraph more from yesterday, which is page 13, micro paragraph number 55. Don't waste your time on that. Come on, don't waste your time on that. No pierdas tu tiempo en eso. You're wasting your time. Don't waste your time on that. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Memoriza estas dos cosas, frases. No pierdas tu tiempo en eso, no vale la pena. Don't waste your time on that. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Don't waste your time on that. It's not worth it. You need to find out, ¿qué es lo que necesito averiguar? You need to find out how to make contact with the right people in Evans and Peterson. ¿En dónde? Es una empresa. Evans and Peterson. Evans, Peterson is Pérez en inglés. Peterson, hijo de Pedro. Pere, hijo de Pera, Peterson. You need to find out how to make contact with the right people in Evans and Peterson. For me, this is the priority. Es esto, no otra cosa. No pierdas tu tiempo en eso. No vale la pena. Busca las personas adecuadas en Evans and Peterson y entra en contacto con ellos. Esto sí que es una prioridad. Don't waste your time on that. Come on. Don't waste your time on that. It's not worth it. You need to find out, ¿qué es lo que necesito? You need to find out how to make contact with the right people in Evans and Peterson. For me, this is the priority. For me, this. To make contact with the right people. You need to find out how to make contact. You need to find out. You need to find out how to make contact. Hacer contacto con, entrar en contacto con. You need to find out how to make contact with the right people in Evans and Peterson, I'm persistent. For me, this is the priority. This is the priority. All right. One more. Paragraph, micro paragraph number 56. Did you contact them? I told them you would contact them by today midday at the latest. This is really important, and we can't make any mistakes. So this is a very sensitive question. Did you contact them? Did you? Yes or no? Did you? Did you contact them? Did you contact them? Fíjate en mi pronunciación, did you. La D de did al final, con la I de you. Did you? Did you? Did you? Did you? Did you contact them? Did you contact them? I told them you would contact them by today midday. By today midday. By today midday. I told them that you would contact them, no? Yeah, I told them you would contact them by today midday, como más tarde, at the latest. Les dije que te pondrías en contacto con ellos para hoy mediodía, como más tarde, para hoy. Hoy mismo, mediodía. ¿Lo has hecho? Did you contact them? ¿Les contactaste? Did you contact them? I told them you would contact them by today midday at the latest. This is really important. And we can't make any mistakes. Un error aquí es fatal. Come on, we can't make any mistakes. We can't make any mistakes. This is important. This is really important. Come on. Hello? This is really important. No se entera, Marta. No se da cuenta. Come on, did you contact them or not? Did you contact them? I told them you would contact them by today midday at the latest. I told them you would contact them. I told them you would contact them by today midday. At the latest. Como más tarde. At the latest. All right. This is really important. And we can't make any mistakes. Hello? Are you there? Wake up. All right. Pobre. Bueno, pobre yo. Ahora no. Now they'll look for another supplier. All right. One more time. Did you contact them? Did you contact them? I told them you would contact them by today midday at the latest. This is really important, and we can't make any mistakes. This is really important, and we can't make any mistakes. No, we can't make any mistakes. No, sir. Grammar. But I'm not going to open the book. It's green. All right. Grammar. The imperative. El imperativo. The imperative is very easy in English. Very, very easy. Put the book on the table. Or don't put the book on the table. Pon el libro en la mesa. No pon. Don't. You say pon, no pongas. You change completely in Spanish. Si estoy tuteando, ponga, no ponga. Poned, no pongáis. Ponga, no ponga. Wow. There are 8 ways in Spanish and 2 ways in English. Yeah. Yes. Señálame. No me lo señales. All right. Di algo. No digas nada. Say something. Don't say anything. It's just very, very easy. Say something. Di algo. Say something. Don't say anything. It's very easy. Like cosas de something, anything is the difficult part. Yes. Look at me. Look at me. Don't look at me. Rub your hands together. Lo hago mucho. Aquí sí. I do this a lot. Yeah. It's cold in here. It's cold. Yeah. Rub your hands together, please. Don't rub your hands together. Don't rub. Rub con bix papa rub. Ahí está, rub. Rub your hands together. The back of your hand. Yeah. Don't rub your hands together. Put your hands on the table. Don't put your hands on the table. Lean on the table. Don't lean on the table. It's very, very easy. Ahora, imperative. Luego, polite imperatives. Imperativos con cortesía. Could you put the pencil on the table, please? Put the pencil on the table. Oh, vale. Tú mandas. Put the pencil on the table. Could you put the pencil on the table, please? ¿Podrías poner más diferencial? Cortesía. Could you put the pencil? Can you? Can you put the pencil on the table, please? Could you put the... Prefiero could. Could you put the pencil on the table? Can you put the pencil on the table, please? Would you mind putting the pencil on the table, please? ¿Te importaría poner el lápiz o el bolígrafo en la mesa, por favor? Would you mind putting the pen? He dicho pencil mil veces. Would you mind putting the pen on the table, please? Yeah. So we have 4 ways or maybe 5. Put the pen, Lenny, es un pen. Put the pen. ¿Por qué no me lo envisas? Okay, Richard, estás diciendo pencil. Put the pen. I work with these pencils so much that I'm forgetting the word pen. Put the pen on the table, please. Put the pen on the table. Mucha P aquí. Put the pen. Las P's en inglés son más explosivas que en español. Papá. Mi papá. Put the pen on the table, please. Negative. Don't put the pen on the table. Okay. More polite. Can you put the pen on the table, please? Negativo no hay aquí. Could you put the pen on the table, please? Could you? Recomiendo este último. Could you es lo que más me gusta. Pero tienes que enlazar could you. Y luego, would you mind, te importaría, que para mí es demasiado. Pero se usa a veces cuando hay enfado. ¿Te importaría poner? Would you mind putting the pen on the table, please? Ya está bien. Come on. Would you mind finally putting the, would you mind? Would you mind? Okay, okay. Are you happy now? Yeah. So I've heard, could you? Excuse me, could you bring me a glass of water, please? People in Spain are more abrupt. Me trae un vaso de agua, por favor. Se dice por favor, pero es muy abrupto. Me trae un vaso de agua, por favor. Me trae la cuenta, por favor. In English, no. Podría traerme la cuenta. Could you bring the bill, please? Could you? Pero enlaza con la D de could you. Due to. Could you. All right, that's the polite imperative. Now, quiero que vengas. I want you to come. I want you to come. I want you, Carmen Chu. I want him to come. I want her to come. I want them to come. You want me to come. You want us to come. All right. So come, please. Would you mind coming? Could you come, please? Open the book. Excuse me? Open the book. Well, ask me politely. Richard, could you open the book, please? Of course. Would you mind opening the book? Not at all. Anything you say. I don't mind opening the book. Turn the book around. Excuse me? Turn the book around. Like this? No. Don't turn it that way. Turn it the other way. Clockwise. Yes, turn it this way? Yes, turn it clockwise. Don't stop. Do you want me to continue? I want you to continue turning it around clockwise. Don't stop. Would you mind continuing? All right. Could you continue, please? Of course. I'm sick and tired of turning the book around. Do you mind if I stop? Yeah, okay, you can stop. All right. Tell him to come. Dile que venga. Tell him to come. Dile que no venga. Tell him not to come. Tell him not to come. Tell him to do it. Dile que lo haga. Tell him not to do it. Dile que no lo haga. To be or not to be. To do it or not to do it. To come or not to come. El negativo del infinitivo. Okay. All right, my friends. Expressions now. My favorite book. Although there's an expression here I don't know. Page 18 at the bottom. Page 18, expression number 52. At all costs. Interesting. Same as a toda costa. Pero sí, a todas costas. All right. At all costs. At all costs. Cueste lo que cueste. At all costs. Él quería que se hiciera a toda costa. He wanted it done at all costs. At all costs. Tenemos que evitar a toda costa que ella descubra lo que estamos haciendo. We need to avoid at all costs her finding out what we are doing at all costs. And the next one, I don't know. At the top of page 19, yes, at the top of page 19, number 53, expression number 53, I'm me lucky. I've never seen this in my life. It must be a British expression. It must be, but it must be a common expression. At cross purposes. A propósitos cruzados. Literalmente, a cruzados propósitos. At crossed purposes. Que es un diálogo de besugos. Una conversación de besugos. A besugo dialogue, okay. Yes, parece que hemos tenido una conversación de besugos. Yo estaba hablando del 25, del día 25. It seems we've been talking at cross purposes. I was talking about the 25th. Constantemente tienen diálogos de besugo y es muy frustrante. They're constantly talking at cross purposes. And it's so frustrating. Frustrating. Learning English is frustrating. Yeah, frustrante. Frustrating. At cross purposes. It's new for me, so I'm learning new things as well. Number 54, at the crack of dawn, a la grieta del amanecer. ¿Cómo? At the crack of dawn, al despuntar el alba. At the crack. Crack is una grieta. Crack has many meanings in English. Crack physically is una grieta. Hay una grieta en el hormigón. There's a crack in the concrete. In the concrete. There's a crack. Yes. At the crack of dawn means al despuntar el alba. Right, al amanecer. At the crack of dawn. Se usa mucho, curiosamente, at the crack of dawn. So, mañana me tengo que levantar al despuntar el alba. I have to get up tomorrow at the crack of dawn. At the crack of dawn, de madrugada, de pegarse un madrugón. All right. Ay, tenemos que pegarnos un madrugón, así que cae y duérmete. We have to get up at the crack of dawn. So, be quiet and go to sleep. All right. Con un viaje de 8 horas en coche por delante salieron de madrugada. With an 8-hour drive ahead of them, they left at the crack of dawn. Here, the crack of dawn is very late. The crack of dawn in Spain is very late because Spain, half the year is 1 hour ahead of the sun. And the other half of the year, Spain is 2 hours ahead of the sun. Spain is on Central European, German, Italian time. Spain should be on British time, but it's not. So, during the winter, the sun comes up at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. And the crack of dawn is quite late. The crack of dawn, crack. Ahora, él es un crack. Él es un futbolista, es un crack. Se usa mucho aquí esta expresión. Es un hombre, él es un crack. Okay. Venido al inglés, y a veces creo que se ha quitado la K al final. Es como, no se usa en inglés así. You're a crack? No. It's an adjective. You're a crack football player. He's a crack tennis player. Rafa Nadal is a crack tennis player. I'm a crack English teacher. So it's used as an adjective. But it's more common in Spanish. Es más común crack en español en este uso que en el inglés. Habéis importado la palabra y la habéis ampliado en su uso. Crack. At the crack of dawn. Crack. Ahora, un crack de la bolsa, un desplome bursátil. Sí, sí, el crack del 29. No, he subido del año 29. Last century in 1929. We don't say the crack. We say the stock market crash. Como colisión, crash. Que es un desplome. The crash. Se va al suelo. Chum, crash. Yes, the stock market crash. We don't say the stock market crack, like in Spanish. So you've taken an English word and changed the meaning. At the drop of a hat, number 55. At the drop of a hat. A la caída de un sombrero. At the drop of a hat. En un santiamén, en un abrir y cerrar de ojos. At the drop of a hat. In a jiffy. Yes. No puedo simplemente hacer lo que él dice en un abrir y cerrar. I can't do what he says at the drop of a hat. I can't do it at the drop of a hat. Se usa mucho. At the drop of a hat. Yes. And at the end of the day. How much time do we have, Marta? No, we still have some time. At the end of the day. Al final del día. At the end of the day. Al fin y al cabo. In the end. At the end of the day. In última instancia. At the end of the day, everybody's the same in this world. At the end of the day, you know, we can debate. You and I can debate about the difference between the Spanish people, the people in Spain and the people in Colombia, or between the people in Spain and the people in Japan. We can talk about the differences. But at the end of the day, we're the same. The same basic needs, the same basic desires. Everybody wants, the Japanese people want to be happy. The Spanish people want to be happy. The Japanese want their children to prosper and to be happy. The Spanish people want their children to prosper and to be happy. The Japanese people want to live in peace and without conflict. The Spanish people are the same. So at the end of the day, there's really very little difference between Spanish people and Japanese people. And the differences are superficial, cultural, superficial differences, maybe. At the end of the day, al fin y al cabo no importa quién gane. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who wins. What do you mean it doesn't matter? Él es colchonero y ese es merengue. Of course it matters who wins. Él es del Betis y ese es del Sevilla. Of course it matters. At the end of, what do you mean at the end of the day it doesn't matter? Are you crazy? Of course it matters. It's a question of life or death. All right, al fin y al cabo, la decisión es tuya. At the end of the day, it's your decision. On your English, yes. At the end of the day, it's your decision to solve your English problem or not to solve it. At the end of the day, we have less than 1 minute, right, Marta? Very little time. Oh, we still have time. Okay. At the end of the day, you know, if you or your children or grandchildren enter the labor market, at the end of the day, to do it without English is very difficult. If you don't speak English well, it's very difficult to find a job, a good job. And if you don't speak English well, it's very difficult to move up in the organization in the first 10 years. You will vegetate in the organization if you don't speak English really well. Of course, there are other considerations as well. There are other aspects, but English is a very conspicuous aspect, muy llamativo. El saber inglés mejor que los demás is an incredible advantage in the first 10 years of your working life if you work in a company. Now, if you don't speak English well, you have other opportunities. You can become a business person. You can start your own business. You can start your own business in anything, in manufacturing pencils, or repairing cell phones, or manufacturing and selling tables, or giving Spanish classes. You can become a Spanish teacher and teach Spanish. Even if you don't speak English or French or German, you can teach Spanish. There are many things you can do. Bookbinders, encuadernación de libros. You can do bookbinding and things. You can do la imprenta. You can do a printing company. There's so many things. A photographer. A photographer doesn't, like Marta's a photographer. She has a fantastic photographer. But she doesn't need English to be successful. So if you start your own business, you don't need English, of course. But to start your own business means you need to be intelligent and a good manager of time and a good manager of people to be successful. 95% of all businesses fail in the first 5 years. 95% of all new businesses or startups die in the first 5 years. Only 5% survive. And the 5% that survive is usually because the manager and the owner, the founder, is a very intelligent person and a hard-working person. Yes, because when the 95% of the companies that fail in the first 5 years, probably 70% of the reasons is the founder manager. the incompetence of the founder or manager, who doesn't understand the market, who doesn't understand the necessary financing, or who doesn't know how to get along with people, or who doesn't possess sales skills. And so the companies die in the first 5 years. It's very Darwinist, Darwinisto, Darwiniano, very Darwinist or Darwinian. I don't know in English which is. I prefer Darwinist. Darwinist or Darwinian? In español, Darwinista o Darwiniano? She doesn't know. I don't know. I say Darwinist. The survival of the fittest. La supervivencia del más fuerte o del más que mejor se adapta al entorno. That's the fittest. The survival of the fittest. And in the world of capitalism and the market economy, it's very Darwinist. And only 5% survive the first 5 years. Okay. And you don't need English in these cases many times. Interesting debate, but for tomorrow. See you tomorrow.